It's about why we matter as an industry. This is a call to arms, really. For 2035, we're asking the government to step up, but we need, as industry also, to do something in return. Collectively, we got together as CIA member companies to look at Project 2035. What do we need over the next decade to ensure that we are around in terms of our economic contribution, our societal contribution, and all the work that goes towards environmental progress? We looked at why do we matter as an industry, and that's partly the economic contribution we make to the economy, locally, nationally and internationally. It's partly about the high value adding jobs, highly skilled, well-rewarded jobs we bring to the economy. It's the fact that we are part of and sometimes underpin the country's critical national infrastructure, making sure that we've got access to clean water, energy and reliable health. If the government is focused on some key growth sectors like automotive, aerospace, life sciences and food and drink, they need us to ensure that we can supply that supply chain resilience to ensure that they succeed. They succeed, we succeed.
The UK chemical industry is a foundational industry. That means that it goes into almost everything that we make, everything that we manufacture, and almost all of our modern day materials.
We want to get to net zero while maintaining our standard of living. That's going to be a challenge because as I look at the room around me, it's made of chemicals. The carpet, the wallpaper, the paint, the building materials.
It goes into 96% of every material that we make.
As we move forward, all of those chemicals will need to be made without using fossil fuels and without emitting carbon dioxide. But the chemical industry has the technology to do that.
The government's got a very strong policy on energy transition, which is great. However, offshoring our carbon footprint's not the way to go about that in the short term. We need to maintain an industry and jobs while we go through that energy transition and bring new industries online.
It also is going to be the source of the new technologies that we will need to decarbonise the entire economy. So it's the critical raw materials, the catalysts, the technology that will produce electrolyzers that will give us clean hydrogen, the fuel cells that will give us transport with zero emissions, and the feedstock that we'll need to decarbonise the chemicals.
What gives me hope and confidence is our people. They are the creators, the makers and the operators who not just enable the transformation of our own industry, but provide the solutions to every part of the economy. Project 35 demonstrates how we can achieve that successfully.
The net zero transition in 2050, it simply doesn't happen without the products and solutions from the chemical industry.
It's pivotal to everything that we want to do as a country, from defence to food to manufacturing or construction of any context.
If a country is serious about its future from an economic, social and environmental point of view, we believe that a strong manufacturing base should be at the heart of that. And we also believe that that requires long-term planning. That's why we're very, very supportive of the government's industrial strategy, and it's why we believe that the chemical industry should be at the heart of it as a key foundation sector.
The major issue is raising funding, and I'm finding that in the 3 companies I'm involved with, the management teams are spending huge amounts of their time pitching to investors. Those people could be driving the technology, or they could be helping to commercialise the technology. They're not, they're pitching to investors. A lot of the investors who do invest in us eventually are not from the UK.
To drive investment into the UK, we really need to change the way the business model works and to drive down those costs.
One of the ways is to seek more non-dilutive funding, which people like Innovate UK can provide. It's providing that funding on a sufficient scale that would help tremendously in reducing the risk for the investor and make it more simple for them to make a decision to invest in the best technologies.
So this is a call to arms to deliver on Project 2035. And the first call is on the government, and that's to engage with us, to understand the industry better, and it is complex, but to understand it better, and then to act, and to act to support in terms of the cost of energy, the trajectory of carbon and its cost, sort out all those other cumulative burdens. But we need as industry also to do something in return, to work together, to provide the evidence, to make sure we've got credible cases for support, and if we get some support, to act, to take on more apprentices, to deliver more products ever more cheaply, ever more environmentally friendly, and to make a huge contribution to the UK economy.